Okay, so this is part two. Remember, the author himself said that Peter Pan is based on a demon, and they're changing my voice. Okay. Point number 8. Pan is also called Priapus, Pri Alpha Puss, and this connects to Dionysus riding the leopard, and there are leopard martial arts societies in Africa historically. And Horus emerges from those leopard martial arts societies as king of kings of all of humanity. And the Bible is by Baal, aka Set, aka Zeus, aka Jupiter, aka Baal. Okay, so the Bible is by the enemy of God's son. Now, I think a lot of you, when you hear it, it doesn't sit well with you. And a lot of you, you know that that's the case. Why? Why would the devil allow the Bible to be here? He persecuted Christ. He enslaved black people and caused a lot of them to die, commit genocide on some of their tribes. He commit genocide on Native American tribes and kill millions and millions of them. World War I, World War II, but magically, okay, he allows the Bible because the Bible is by the devil. Now, if you're the devil, the great deceiver, and you're trying to fool people, okay, what do? You include things in the Bible that are true, and that's what that is. Well, I don't want to run out of time for this video. We can explore that more in another video. I have videos about that. We can ask in the comments. Okay. So Horus basically emerges from the martial arts societies. The Bible is by Baal. He's kind of craftsman-like people. Notice this guy's shaped like a craftsman or something, and these people are shaped like nerds or sorority or fraternity people. That's not a coincidence. Okay, the various, they say figure it out, right? Figure, form. The various forms of Set and Pan are key here. If you look at this guy, he doesn't look like he's that great at martial arts, but he looks like an occultist. Kind of like one of the Star Wars movies when I think it was the one about the stormtrooper switch sides, where they switched the kind of formula for Star Wars from kind of more of a martial arts movie-ish, in terms of the lightsaber duels and so on and so forth, to more of an occultist, with the dyed hair that's white and so on and so forth, more of a cultist kind of way about it. Okay. It has to do with people like this being pretty high up there in the New World Order, like Aleister Crowley, and they work with, the English governing class, the governing class in general, the rich internationalist Jews, the what's called the Comprador League, basically the international token minorities. Okay, it's just, I'm sure by now you get the general idea in regards to that. Okay, so where are we here? The depictions of Pan I've come across includes ones that resemble Set's representative more than any other Greek deities. I'll have to show you that in another video. But this guy looks the most like Set's representative on the Narmer palette more than any other Greek deity. Okay, this particular depiction especially. Okay, where are we here? Okay, point number 10. Pan, panties, pandemic, pandemonium, pansexual, right? Pan means all, right? Pancreas, panther, pancakes, and more are actually connected to this guy's name, okay? Pancakes have a lot of sugar and syrup, and they make you unfocused, but, it's not necessarily a bad thing to eat pancakes. It has to do with your mentality that you have already, okay? But too much sugar is bad. Sugar has been known to have the same kind of brain scan as cocaine, because it's that effective at disrupting the brain. Point number 11. Whether or not the artifacts and the wordplay is all made up or not, there's obviously a system in place where this way of thinking is being used, and it includes everything from organized to subconscious thinking. Point number 12. Neocolonialism, controlled opposition, and trying to make rich patriarchal bloodlines look good are key in this thing. The pirates are related to the Lost Boys, and they are most likely the rich and their henchmen, and some are Lost Boys that defected. That was one of the theories that people were saying. All the characters in Peter Pan are evil. The word evil is veiled, scrambled, and live scrambled, and also Eve-El, right? The Garden of Eden, and that goes back to the Greek mythological system in general. No matter how you slice it, the fruit in the Garden of Eden is basically first and foremost the pagan mythologies of the world, okay? And there's different angles, It's kind of like, some people make apple pie with apples. Some people will make candied apples. Some people just like the apple, right? So they give you some kind of forbidden fruit, and people went different ways with it. Okay. All right. So now let's go over some of these pictures here. Again, this is the author. I urge you all to see this documentary, not documentary, this video on YouTube called Peter Pan is Actually a Demon, the real story behind Peter Pan. Look, it has this kind of way about him, like a crazy old perverted man. Okay. And you can just tell the various looks this person has. This author, J.M. Barrie, I guess his name is. And again, they have Knott's Berry Farm in LA, Knott's Scary Farm. It's probably connected. Okay. And here we see these kind of Baphomet horns on Pan. Okay. The goat horns. You see him here looking sad, right? Marquis de Sade, a sexual sadist. It has the word sad in it. Sad set, sad Pan. Sad sit, sad seat. Here he is on the devil on the tarot card. Okay. So what is the way out? Waking up. It's me, right? Waking up. Pan is described as Peter Pan as a demon boy. And look at the different forms. You see a lot of rock and roll people and occultists look at like these forms. That's not a coincidence. Okay, it has a lot to do with the English governing class, and the French, and they have, they intermarried with the royals. Some people describe it as the Babylonian elite. Yeah, to some degree, the Babylonians migrated to Greece and Rome, and they became these kind of governing class lines, and they often inbred, which dramatically affected their features. And they've been kind of using that as an excuse to control sexual behavior. Okay, so here you see Peter Pan doing what's called a lateral movement, right? He's dodging to the side. He has what looks like two swords in his hands, and Captain Hook with a sword and a hook. As the story goes, Peter Pan cut off his right hand. So it's the single combat that we see so commonly in mythology. Okay, we see it with Marduk and Tiamat. We see it with Hector. I believe it's Hector and Achilles, David and Goliath, and on and on and on. Okay, Hercules and all the single combat that he did. This big lion and I think a hydra and so on and so forth. Okay. Also, what's key in it is that Pan, like Set, thrives in chaos, right? Set is a deity of chaos, storms, rape by deception, organized rape, brute force in general. Various animals are associated with him: the hippo, the jackal, the deer, the aardvark, the snake. He becomes associated with Apep, who's this gigantic snake or dragon, and this makes Set-an, right? Set-an, Apep, okay? And it's also, if you put Min, Apep, and Set together, Min is a deity of chemistry, you get the wordplay, you get my nap upset or my Pan, I'm Pan upset. Okay, and again, Pan is the deity on the devil, on the tarot card. For whatever reason, a lot of the wordplay has to do with combining, amalgamation, right? The combination of deities. So here we see, again, a demon and evil spirit or devil, especially one thought to possess a person or acts as a tormentor in hell. It's a little bit more complicated than that, a little bit more easy to believe than that. A forceful, fierce, or skillful performer of a specific activity. So this is more what a demon is, right? It's when somebody comes into a state of mind that is evil, okay? And it torments the person and torments other people, right? Demon and demene are connected. Also add min. Again, min, the patron of chemists, where we get the word chemistry, okay? And that is key in this, okay? And here he is, this demon, right? It's called a heavenly demon. He's dressed as a martial arts. And it gets confusing because I believe it's a daemon in Greek mythology, which is said to not necessarily be an evil spirit, but it is. Every idea in Greek mythology is evil, because the Greek mythological system is based on Zeus, who's ruling over it. And Zeus is the devil. And he's not described as such, even though he rapes all kinds of people, in Greek mythology. In fact, in the Hercules series when I was younger, they depicted him as like a benevolent deity. They basically depict him as God, and that's pure evil. Like,